Now that your wife's dead, grieve, pack your bags, and never come back. He said it with a grin, knife tucked in steak, elbows on the table like he owned the house. Her brother, the oldest one, the loudest one. The other two laughed, sipped wine they didn't pay for. I stared at the roast I had carved an hour before, because it was tradition, because she loved lamb on Sundays. The house was never really yours anyway, her father added, between chews. No hesitation, no shame. He looked me straight in the eye like he was finally getting to say what had sat behind his teeth for years. I didn't argue, didn't flinch. I stood, wiped my hands, and left the plate untouched. Upstairs, I packed, left the wedding photo face down on the nightstand. Her perfume still hung in the air, sweet, faint, fading. I walked out to the sound of their laughter. Not a word, not a sound, but my mind was already at the bank. We were married for 10 years. Her name was on the mailbox, but mine was on everything else. The house, the cars, the accounts. What they never understood is she trusted me completely. Or maybe she was just careless. She never changed the beneficiary, never updated the deed. She said, "You'll take care of it if anything ever happens to me." I had, always. When her mother got sick, I took off work to drive her across counties for treatment. When her brothers racked up debts, I paid off their loans quietly so she wouldn't worry. When her father couldn't afford his heart surgery, I signed the check without telling her. They never saw it, never wanted to. To them, I was the quiet husband who cooked dinner and stood in the background. But I kept records, receipts, emails, power of attorney. And while they played chess on a board they thought they owned, I already had their king in check. After her funeral, I gave them space. They took it as submission. They moved back in within days. Her brothers spread out across the house like rot. Her father slept in our bed. They replaced photos, boxed mine, put them in the garage like they were trash waiting for Monday pickup. I watched from the hotel. Every day I visited the bank, spoke to the manager, reviewed the account, triple-checked the signatures. My name, everywhere. She'd made me executor, sole heir, POA in the event of medical loss. She never changed it after her coma, and I never reminded her to. They thought marriage was just a ceremony, but marriage, in the eyes of the law, is a signature, and she left hers everywhere beside mine. While they plotted to evict me, they didn't know the roof over their heads had already been signed over to me years ago. The next morning I returned to the house, wearing black, not for mourning, for precision. They were in the living room, watching TV, laughing at some rerun, using my Wi-Fi, eating from my fridge. I handed each of them a white envelope. No words. Inside, notices, deeds, a statement of transfer, legal documents, all bearing her signature, all filed, all binding. I watched their smiles collapse. The youngest stuttered, "What is this?" Her father looked at me, eyes narrowing, voice cracking. "You can't be serious." I finally spoke. "She left it all to me." Silence stretched. I turned to the eldest. "You told me to leave." Then to the father. "You said it was never mine." I took a breath. "You were wrong." I gave them 48 hours to vacate, to return everything they took, to pack and walk away like I had. No arguments, no screaming, just instructions. I didn't ask them to apologize, didn't demand gratitude. I didn't want their guilt. I wanted the silence that followed it. They begged, of course, pleaded, called me cruel, heartless. Funny how they remembered family when the keys changed hands. I watched her father cry in the kitchen. Same man who smiled while exiling me over lamb. I walked him to the door, helped him carry his own bags. No rage, no satisfaction, just gravity, cold and permanent. It's quiet now. The house breathes again. less like a grave, more like a vault. Her perfume lingers in the curtains, but I don't touch them. She chose me, on paper, in trust, in legacy. Even if she forgot toward the end, even if she let the rot in. Maybe she didn't think I'd stay. Maybe she thought I'd run. But I didn't. I just waited. And when the wolves circled, I let them eat their own pride. They thought her death ended my place here. But it was her signature that made me permanent. She left me everything, even the silence they choked on.